selfie.
I love it. Al, selfie.
Here we are. We must be live now. Selfies.
I love it.
That's what we do before the show every week. Is
I gotta get a selfie with all the with everyone watching.
Cushy, this is your mic.
Where?
we
Oh, I don't need one.
Yes, you do.
Ready?
there? Yeah, we. It's a little ritual we have here on the show.
Thank
we
you.
take selfies to make sure that we're
I'm
actually.
not doing anything naughty to Al.
boy.
We
There
take
we go.
selfies to actually know if we're here or not.
That's right.
So it turns out we are, and I'm Marijuana Man. Welcome to the show. It's from Under the Seed Desk today. That's not the full name of the show. Today isn't in the name of the show. It's from Under the Seed Desk
Like?
on Wednesday.
Oh, awful. Is that really what my voice sounds like?
Oh, stop that. God, right in my ear,
I know.
too.
Oh,
Her
it's just
voice.
awful. I should just be quiet.
So, yeah, welcome to the show. It's Wednesday. Joining me here at the desk is Al the Alchemist
What happened?
and Kush Queen in between.
Hola, hola.
We're thrilled to be here today. Glad all of you could join us as well. I don't see the chat, so you guys are really quiet today.
I don't even know
I got you one right here.
if
We'll
you're
get-
even here
we'll
or not
get a
because I
chat.
can't see you on the screen.
So, yeah, it must be Wednesday here in Vancouver. It's a reasonably nice day, actually. It started out raining hard. You know how brutal winter can be on us out here. It was raining and
Kinda
warm,
raining.
nice and warm.
Kind of warm and raining.
Yeah.
Well, warm and kind of raining.
Yesterday was like a spring day out here.
Sweater weather today.
Sweater.
Yesterday was sweater weather.
Yesterday was
For
t-shirt
sure.
weather on a fucking bicycle.
It was absolutely a
It really
blessing
was, so
to be alive yesterday. It was
for-
just,
For those of you who are up to your hips in snow,
The
we're not.
on my way home, the temperature clock at the funeral home on Hastings. there.
Temperature clock.
Yeah, there's a. I
Yeah.
don't know the name of the
I
funeral
know
home,
what
but
you mean.
I
there's
know
a
exactly what
there's
you're talking
a
about.
digital clock display and it reads the temperature as well. It read 17 degrees.
Not
Just saying. I don't know if it actually was 17 degrees
was.
yesterday, but the clock said it.
those things are not called thermometers anymore. It's just a temperature clock.
That's right.
Well, no, it wasn't even a thermometer. It's just a digital readout that says it.
Yeah, it's just a guy sitting in the funeral home with his arm out the window and a fucking thing going, wow, that's 6. Okay?
And actually, Greg, before it was called a thermometer, a thermometer, it was that's goddamn temperature clock.
That's exactly right.
It used to be called the hot and cold stick. What the hell's a goddamn hot and cold stick say? And then they turned it into a gauge type with the dial, and then it was a goddamn temperature clock. And then it was like some fancy dudes from like New England or something started calling it a thermometer. Thermometer.
Thermometer. Yeah.
That was actually the Fancy Brothers.
Known as those fancy pants New England brothers.
It's
Yes.
my favorite lighter.
It's my lighter.
It's beautiful.
It's my lighter.
The Fancy.
Whoa.
Well,
Calm down. I don't want your lighter. It's okay.
I'm on edge, whatever.
It's gonna be okay.
Don't judge me.
so I went out there the other day and had a look at the shows out here on Pot TV, and I don't know, just by accident, I find out that we get more likes. This show gets the most likes.
This show does get the most likes. You
We
know
are
why?
most liked.
Because we keep it real. We break it down. We keep it real. It's
Well,
from the heart.
huh. That has never been my endeavor to keep it real. But
Well, you do.
It doesn't have to be an endeavor. It's the result of our endeavors.
by accident, we've
It's more of
kept
a
it
result.
real.
We
Yeah.
keep it mad real.
Yeah.
Mad real.
Mad
It's a
real.
result of the way of life. Keeping it real. It's true.
Yes, well, better than a fishing reel.
This is keeping it real too.
Breaking it down, fishing reel.
Fishing reel. Hey, I used to make lures. One of the jobs I had in my past was making fishing lures. Yeah. It was very interesting. I got to supervise mentally challenged, highly functional, mentally challenged people being placed in the workplace. And one of the places was the place I worked at, and it was fucking crazy because it was like literally hot lead and fish hooks everywhere. So it was a really hard.
Been there,
You had
done,
to really
been
pay
there.
attention. It was a
Hot
heavy duty
lead and
job,
fish
man.
hooks?
Heavy duty job. Heavy duty.
Well, a little bit of background on
There you go.
Al's expertise.
I later went
here,
on
so
to do treatment counseling with those very said people.
probably treating them for hot
A
lead.
little bit of past that you probably didn't know I had.
Treating them for hot lead and fishhook wounds.
The trauma of being exposed to
Yeah.
hot lead
Happens.
and fish hook wounds.
Now, speaking of words, were we speaking with words?
Fuck no. I was using numbers.
I don't know how I came across this, but I came across a list of the top most common used words in the English language.
Okay.
It was unusual. Top 100 words in the English language. You cannot make a sentence out of any one of them.
What are they?
They are not nouns. There's not a noun on the list. Oddly enough. Those 100 words, 100 English words, represent half of every word printed.
And you know what's funny? Is that there was actually a miscommunication when they were making the list. The dude's secretary was like, you know, and Buddy has a speech impediment, keep in mind. So the dude's secretary was like getting on him. He's like, not noun! Not noun! So not one fucking noun
Not
made it
a
onto the
noun
list.
on the list.
And this poor lady, she was trying to say there's no nouns on the list, and he was like, not noun, not noun. And
Both
very
noun.
So
The word noun.
as
is
failed as a
not on
joke
the
that
list.
was, it'll be funny tomorrow, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Think about what you're saying, is what I'm saying here. Right? And how many of the
Not noun.
top 100 often used words you are using that I just
Like.
used compared to the nouns.
Speaking in code. That's why I speak in
Surprised
numbers.
You guys both remembered those words.
What words?
All the words you just said.
Well, with the potential of losing my verbal memory
I know, it's just crazy.
by middle
Risky.
age. Now, I've been out there looking at marijuana.
memory. It was right by my keys.
Yeah.
That I
Have
thought
a
that I
little-
thought I lost.
I have a little beeper for my verbal
Yeah,
memory.
that's true.
Just call it.
Call it.
Just give
Could
your
be the
verbal,
commercial.
Yeah.
Right?
your verbal memory. Are you
Have
missing
you
it?
lost your verbal memory?
Just
call
call
it. Fuck's sake.
Now, if you remember last week's show, and I'm suspecting that you don't. I forgot to mention that Jer was here too. He's running around the room.
Marijuana in the house.
Oh, we're getting a chat.
Oh, lovely. Look at that. We've got chatters.
Oh, nice.
I heard it's Chattober. All month.
So yeah, last week, if you remember, we did talk about that story about how you could possibly lose your verbal memory, blah blah blah, from the Spankin University there in Switzerland. Of course, that story went global. It was in Time magazine. It was on CNN. It went to every publication there is in the world. I do also notice that the positive things about marijuana that they're finding out, yeah, they don't make it into Time magazine. They're not so apt to be picked up by the general press. So, as I predicted last week, that
The
story
lieutenant press
would go
sometimes,
everywhere.
but not the general press.
Not the general press. It's a major problem.
Major.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a major
It
problem.
is a major
Sergeant major problem.
It ain't no corporal entertainment.
I can't see these guys. Nice. Look at that's a different looking Chad, eh?
What's up with that? I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like it. I actually don't like it.
There's Mr. Cookie.
I like Mr. Cookie.
Hey, Mr.
Hi,
Cookie.
Mr.
How's it going, Mr.
Cookie?
Cookie?
And I like your comment.
I can't see his comment. It's all small.
I like this cookie.
My eyes are old.
I like his cookies.
So, what's going on in the marijuana world today? Oh, here in Canada, the
Jesus Christ.
The Liberals vowing to legalize pot is creating chaos, the police say. The police say it's chaos for them now, for some reason. This is coming from the chief of police of Saskatoon, who has been in the news recently about shutting down the dispensary there, and that it's still legal, and so now he's out in the news saying that it's created chaos for the police. Yes. Oh, there's Kayla. Come join us. So, yeah, he is also, coincidentally enough, the head of the Canadian Chiefs of Police Association, and they're demanding that the government tell people with a strict warning that marijuana is not legal yet. Really? Like, this is the police? This is the way they're approaching this whole thing? Right? They want a strict warning. They don't want just a, hey, don't forget it's not legal yet, kind of laissez-faire attitude. What a bunch of pigs. Like, these men and women, I don't know, they are just so rampant about wanting to continue to persecute marijuana users. Oh, my God. Like, it's so ingrained in them. Now,
That's all they know.
today I heard, too, as we were coming to show, that the Liberals did say, yeah, it's still illegal and it's going to take like a year or two to get this straightened out, which is like placating the Chiefs of Police Association yesterday, who demanded clarification and whether or not we can still keep arresting people. Like, how lame is that? Like, really? This is no progression at all. It's just more of the same shit. Now,
Cops shouldn't have anything to do with legalizing.
I looked
They're
up...
here to serve and protect, not to
yeah, they
decide
should...
whether or not we can legalize marijuana. It's not your
And-
fucking job.
And we need a stern, strict warning that it's not legal yet. It's not, like, they're not even being nice about it here. They fucking hate it, and they show it at every turn, right? They don't want marijuana legalized, and they want to continue to persecute us for using it. Thanks. Thanks a lot. My prime minister, who I voted for, I'll bet you cops didn't. Hey? Did you all go sinking down with old Stephen Harper, the Canadian Chiefs of Police Association? I'll bet you rank and file all voted for him, like you did every other year. You didn't vote for Trudeau at all. Chaos. It's fucking chaos, all right. I looked it up, what chaos is. It's lawlessness, a lack of laws or law enforcement. Well, we don't have a lack of laws. We have a lack of law enforcement. Right? They're the ones obviously creating the chaos. So, no, it's just brutal nonsense from the police. They should stop.
Happy 420.
Happy 420. Is it 420 again?
I know.
Still.
It's almost like it happens twice a day.
For me, it's still.
I was up for the first one today. Smoking Congolese. I got the shit here today to smoke, I gotta say. What?
Little Tim and Fire Devil? Or?
Say that one again?
Tim and Fire Devil?
Tim and Fire Devil is what that is. It is this wispy sativa coming out of African genetics.
African and Nepalese.
Nepalese genetics.
Mali to Cabo Verde to Nepalese, I believe, is the...
A fine sativa. It's not the most fragrant thing in the world, but it's fucking strong. It is a zippy sativa.
Well, it's something with like pure landrace or pure landrace hybrids. A lot of times they don't have the most intense terpene profiles. They're traditionally
A lot of them don't.
woody with like hints of vanilla, sometimes soft citrus hints. But
The Congolese being the exception to that rule, which that is, the exception to the rule. So we're swinging it hard here with some fine African genetics, and those responsible. It's killer. I don't know if Al brought any other varietals of
yeah,
the
I'm smoking
African.
some Hotake. Hotake is Nepalese highland crossed to Nepalese lowland, married to a secret that we can't tell you.
Huh? Huh? But, wow. Killer weed, gotta say.
I really love the Hotake. I love the Tim and Fire Devil. I've also got some Puna Haze and some... What the fuck else do I got?
The
Some
Puna
Tea Pack.
Haze is remarkable.
Puna Haze is extremely strong weed, very citrusy, almost kind of like the Tangy a little bit, but more of like a Hawaiian fruit punch.
To me, this is the real marijuana. Although I got a pretty nice bud, too, of some Romulan Mikado
Yeah,
for
different phenotype than your standard phenotype that circulates, but
very nice flavored and great to smoke. So not too shabby here in the house today.
what
We
else?
sm-
I got some
hey, we had
Siemens
smoked some
Haze.
goo the other day, too, that was African mix.
Yep,
And
that
that
was
was
pretty strong.
that was spectacular, actually. So yeah, we're fucking doing all right here now. When it comes down to the good strains of marijuana, you know that
but
the Whistler Medical Marijuana Corp is the place to go. Right,
Naturally.
Ross Rebagliati.
Rebag, as we like to call them.
Yeah, rebag. Now, they were in the news today because they were just named the principal supplier of cannabis cultivars for Veritas Research. Who's going-
Say this again.
Yeah. I knew Al would start listening eventually. Al the Alchemist has been named the principal supplier. Oh, no, wait. Whistler Medical Marijuana Corp.
Of what? Tell me more. Maybe I got some money coming.
No, this dispensary up in Whistler has been named the principal supplier of cannabis cultivars for Veritas Research.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. I wonder what cultivars they have.
They don't.
They don't have any. They've got domesticated hybrids.
They've,
Which to me, I don't know.
well, I went on their webpage and looked up what they have, actually, and they've got, recreational marijuana.
Like what?
Oh, Bubba Kush.
Yeah, domesticated hybrids.
Which Bubba Kush, I wonder?
Yeah, which one?
Did they even know there was more than one?
Is it the pre-98? Is it the Katsu? Is it the reworking? Is it what you got? What you got? What you got? What
Then
you
they got Cali Mist.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Then they got Chocolope.
Cali Mist at least has some connection to some real cultivars like Thai.
Laughing Buddha.
Laughing Buddha. Who's Laughing Buddha?
Yeah.
Bodhi seeds maybe, which could have some real landrace genetics if it's Bodhi seeds.
Romulan Diesel.
That's just a
White
Domesticated
Widow.
domesticated hybrid.
LSD. What's that? Skunk and Mazar. Yeah. Blueberry Lamb's Bread. Lamb's
Wow.
Bread. There's a very unidentified strain of marijuana if there ever was one.
So they've got some
blueberry lamb.
like real
Tangerine Dreams. They got all the same shit. Animal. They got all last year's top strains.
some
Right?
cookies.
Animal Cookies, Chronic Thunder, Trainwreck, right? But nothing wrong with that. It's a pretty good lineup, but nevertheless, this is a place.
Well, I wouldn't be upset if I had that lineup in my roster for sure.
No.
But I don't know if I would be boasting that they were research grade cultivars.
No,
Personally, because
Not.
to me that's just domesticated hybrids.
multiple hybrids of unknown origin, probably all of them. But they can't figure out where they got any of them from, or if anybody can actually prove.
I would think a research grade cultivar would be of landrace or landrace hybrid origin, so that they could
Yeah.
take markers from all of these old ancient cannabis varietals and identify those said markers in the modern domestic hybrids. Hello?
Yeah.
You guys want to hire me? Because I don't think you guys know what you're doing.
No, they're going to come back with a report that says, "Well, there's Bubba Kush." Like really,
But
there's
but
nothing.
The
There's nothing
whole
you
thing
get
is
out
they
of this.
won't be able to tell us what landrace cultivars are in Bubba Kush, because they're not even bothering to.
No, they don't know.
Yeah.
Silly, all right? But this is
It is silly.
This is a big announcement, all right? It's just fucking nonsense, all of it.
As much as I support it, because I think it's cool when people get to have a whole bunch of weed that they can fuck around with and just play around and stuff. I think it's fucking awesome. But really, come on.
Yeah.
If you're gonna fuck around, try doing the real shit, guys.
But you can see out
Fuck
there.
this Bubba Kush shit. Be like,
Yeah.
we're going straight to some fucking war-torn regions in Afghanistan because we've made fucking contact with the locals. We're getting fucking real cultivars to bring back to identify markers in all of the Kush fucking hybrids.
Well, but
You know, what's wrong with that?
at this point, they're not allowed to.
Wow.
Right? So they're just using recreational marijuana and pretending that it's medical marijuana.
But there's lots of people that have real old world strains.
Oh yeah, these
And I don't
people
see-
had
I don't
these
see them on
guys
their-
in
I don't see
Whistler
them on
don't
their
even
menu
know.
there or on
No,
their list.
they don't have one pure strain. They say that Chocolope is a pure sativa.
No, it's not.
Not
That's hilarious.
Come on, guys.
right. They dream they had that, right? But they don't have a clue, right? They've just gone out there and leafed through the pages of High Times, changed all the names of the shit that they got.
There's
Right.
actually speculation that Cantaloupe Haze is a phenotype of Cinderella 99.
Wouldn't be surprised.
No, I wouldn't be surprised either.
Not much different
I
out
have
there.
seen some phenotypes of Cindy that are very, very, very close to Cantaloupe Haze.
But the worrying about whether or not you've got good marijuana is now over, because the Bob Marley weed has hit the shelves.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
Bob Marley weed.
So we can get some flat, seedy Jamaican weed?
Yeah.
I fucking can't wait. No, I'm not even joking. Some of the brickweed from the past has been some of the best weed I've smoked in my life.
Yeah. There used to be, and probably still is,
I
lots
don't
of good
like these
Jamaican weed.
papers.
But, yeah, a couple days ago, Marley natural marijuana went on sale in the U.S., but some in Jamaica aren't too happy about it. One of the things that they're not happy about is that the funding for all of this comes through Privateer Holdings, Seattle-based private equity firm run by an ex-DEA guy, and they're the ones that secured the licensing deal with the Marley family to develop weed strains and different marijuana products. Jamaican people are going, dude, like we don't even like the idea, the name privateer, and they use a skull and crossbones for their fucking, right, or a pirate ship, right? And they're going, no, like we were fucking colonized by Britain for 300 years. We don't like the idea of pirates coming in here and taking our stuff.
Papers, Greg.
Hey? And Bob Marley was staunch anti-capitalism. Like, he was anti-establishment, anti-capitalist his whole life, and preached about it. And the Rastafarian religion is the very same, right? And here they are coming in and expropriating a lot of that away. Now, Bunny Whaler, he was saying something here. Right? Bunny Whaler used to be in the Whalers, and Bob wasn't as committed to the legalization, he said, as him and Peter Tosh were, but he said only a Jamaican company incorporating local stakeholders, the Rastafarian community, local ganja farmers, medical scientists, and investors should be allowed to market brand Jamaica ganja. Yep. Fair enough.
I agree, Bunny.
Fair enough, right?
Te no bino fono bono. Take care.
So yeah, the big launches of all the brands. What did Snoop Dogg launched his Snoop Dogg Leaf yesterday too, or something like that.
Snoop Dogg Leaf?
Yeah, that's what his line of marijuana is called. Hey Snoop, it's the bud.
Yeah,
If those guys been ripping you off, selling you the leaf, dude. Snoop Dogg, like when I think about him, he's not marijuana. He's rap. He's a musician who smokes marijuana.
He's weed rap.
You don't know anything about it. Right? So I don't know why he's reveled in the world as this weed guru, but he's not. He's a fucking guy who smokes kush. And that's it. When I watched his show, an hour long, he didn't mention the word. I never talked about it once on the Mary Jane webpage. Right? No shit.
On the Mary Jane webpage.
That's what it's called.
Talking
Mary
about
Jane,
cars.
all about marijuana. He didn't even utter the word. Or have a plant or a bud or nothing. Right? So, no, there's nothing wrong with that, but I don't know. I'm sure the Marley's Naturals will be nothing but the same fucking shit. It'll be Bubba Kush and animal cookies and fucking... right? And there won't be a sativa in the mix. Cali Mist, maybe.
Chocolate.
Chocolate. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're all... everybody's got a cold around.
No.
Who's got colds?
Nobody. Everyone.
I don't have a cold.
Everyone.
Really? So I should be smoking this joint to myself.
No.
No, I don't have cold.
I don't have a cold.
You just sneezed. You're about to get a cold.
Now,
Catch yourself.
so they got...
Go there.
So they're not too pleased about that, and you'll see more stuff. All of these big names and all these big launches of shit, no big deal, right? They make a bigger deal out of it than the actual response of the public. They don't give a fuck. You just got another kind of weed. Nobody's going to come up with anything new here. They haven't for 30 years. Mixing it around, mixing it back and forth, right? Even if they went to Laosha and got a fucking sativa, it's nothing new. It's just different marijuana than what they had before. So if there was some super marijuana on the planet, I think there'd be a giant city built around it. Mm-hmm. And people would all know, and that would be the kind. But it's all, Now, here's a thing going on in Colorado.
Cannabis.
El-
Illicit acid.
Yeah, El Paso County. You know El Paso County up
Yep.
there in the mountains. They banned green crosses on medical marijuana signs.
Really?
Yeah, outright banned them.
You
These
guys are
were,
not a religion. You can't use the cross.
No,
No?
that's not what they were afraid of. They were afraid visitors will confuse medical marijuana dispensaries with pharmacies.
It's true.
Right.
All over
And they
Europe.
also said that the green cross is the international symbol of first aid. Huh.
Well,
Oh.
think about it. Think of all the pharmacies.
Except for the red cross. Which
all
is
over
actually
Europe, it's
that.
a green cross on the pharmacies. All over. Everywhere you
Well,
go.
it ain't that way in El Paso County. You don't want the visitors to be confused.
That's because they're worried that if it's European visitors, they're going to think it's a pharmacy.
Turns
That's what
out,
they're used to seeing.
they actually just don't want visitors. Hey, we don't need no strangers in town. On
Excuse me, sir.
Thursday,
Don't you know our town's closed to visitors? Could you please kindly leave?
so they were afraid visitors will confuse medical marijuana dispensaries with pharmacies, but Commissioner Darrell proposed the resolution out of concern for young adults who might think the green sign adorns a pharmacy.
Maybe he was referring to visiting young adults.
This doesn't make a lot of sense. He didn't return the call on Thursday after they were trying to request more information. Really? Like, you're either worried about the young adults or visitors. One of the two. I'm not too sure. All the visiting young adults. But what is the danger of a young adult being confused that the green signs adorned a pharmacy? They're allowed to go into a pharmacy. So, where all the stuff is that'll fucking kill you. Be good if they were confused. Right? But they unanimously passed this without any further discussion. And they've also, in El Paso County, outlawed the words marijuana and cannabis on any signage. Hey? They've outlawed words and symbols in El Paso fucking County.
So technically, it shouldn't even be able to be a headline on a newspaper.
Can't use the word cannabis, marijuana.
Just saying, because a newspaper is displayed much like a sign. So I think everybody in El Paso, you might want to look into that too. Try to fight them on that. Get those newspapers, pesky newspapers
Bad.
Now-
out of the way.
They-
No, that's just fucking silly.
So,
What the fuck?
don't you people know that you have this thing called freedom of speech?
No kidding.
My God, I looked it up, what freedom of speech is. Now,
There's no such thing.
using the words cannabis and marijuana didn't come up in the document, or the reasons. There are some varying limitations on your freedom of speech. There's certain limitations that they've created. Libel, slander, obscenity, pornography, sedition, goes down the list, right? None of which applies to using the words cannabis or
Sedition or
marijuana on a
sadism?
sign. Huh?
Sedition or sadism? I missed that. I was.
Sedition.
Oh, okay.
Freedom of speech, but there's.
I was gonna say
rules to
sadism
the
would be a
freedom
little
of
bit weird.
speech.
Well, yeah, you can't. You
Can't really be free with your.
Yeah, there's not
with your
total
speech,
freedom. You
right?
can't say
Yeah,
whatever you want.
right.
But the use of marijuana and cannabis can't possibly fall onto the list of limitations here. It doesn't apply to any one of those things. But one interesting thing that I did find is that you have the inalienable right to be forgotten. Your freedom of speech is limited by someone's right to be forgotten. And it kind of throws a hole in your verbal memory problem thing, eh? It's a little confusing there. Actually, people actually have the right to be forgotten, that you cannot continually be talked about for something that you did a long time ago. There's a statute of limitations on that, in your right to be forgotten.
Really?
Yes.
In the American Constitution.
Well, not necessarily the American Constitution. It's used in other places. The European Union has totally adopted it. Argentina, I think, is the only other place that you have the right to be forgotten. But it also stems, too, from the idea of a criminal record dogging you forever.
Well, see, this is something that I totally support, because when you commit a crime, and then you go to jail or you get a fine or whatever happens, your sentence. Once you've completed your sentence, you haven't done shit, because the sentence is supposed to be to pay for your crimes, right? And it's supposed to be absolute when you're done, but it's not. It hangs over your head for a minimum of 7 years. Why is that?
Precisely.
What's the point of going to jail? What's the point of serving a sentence if it's still going to hang over your head for a decade? And that's only if you choose to
Or for life.
If you choose to implement an action to be expunged or pardoned from your criminal record. But the soonest you can do that is 7 years from the end of your sentence date, which to me, the end of your sentence date should be absolution. You're done. That's it. You've served your sentence. Absolution. Now that record doesn't exist. There's no trace of it. You're done. You had the right to be forgotten, and that's what should be implemented.
Yeah, they just want to continue to punish us, right? Punish anybody that they can for as long as they can. We're a very punitive bunch.
Well,
Right.
I mean, like, from an outward perspective, planet Earth is probably one of the most hostile things in the universe, or in any universe there is. Everything on this planet is completely in conflict with another thing. Right down to the plants, right down to the roots. Everything here is at war. And if you're looking at from an outward point of view, all of nature is at war. Everything is at war. Everything is in constant competition to be better than what's next to it. And it's fucked. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking like, so yeah, none of that really surprises me.
That's why it's like that at the supermarket.
It's like right down to molecules. They're constantly fighting each other in resistance, and like, it's nuts.
I saw two ghosts and a hawk being chased by a squirrel about 2.5 weeks ago. chains up the chains, the two trees side by side.
Yeah, there's no peace on this planet.
So yeah, never seen anything like.
Well, it's chaos. The police have told us it's chaos. It's going to be chaos
Total
for 2
chaos.
more years. Right.
Chaos for 2 more years.
That's what the
Police
liberals said.
Stradamus predicted.
That's right. Now, this was big news out here today too. In People magazine, health experts weigh in on the safety of marijuana-based vaginal suppository to relieve menstrual cramps. They had their pros. People magazine brought in pros to discuss this. Dr. Joanne, she's the executive director of North American Menopause Society, and she said, would I recommend something that's not FDA approved? I don't think so. Right? Because she's worried about you overdosing. Right? The health risks from non-FDA approved medications can be life-threatening.
Well, yeah, I see her point. I mean, you could have a couple really broke-ass motherfuckers that, like, do a home invasion on some garden that had a whole bunch of shit pesticides used, dragged it through the fucking dirty driveway into a shitty van into a hotel room somewhere to process into suppositories, let's say. Yeah, sure, that's possible, but really, I fucking doubt it. You know?
Health risks from non-FDA approved medications can be life-threatening. Could you not say health risks from anything the FDA has approved can be life-threatening? And they are, all of them.
Man, I could come up with
Billions have been
hours of
killed.
commercials of FDA recall warnings and fucking and legal firms representing patients in class action suits against FDA recalls, stuff that they have approved.
Yeah.
Yeah, FDA approved this drug, and we found out it eats your liver.
But Dr. Joanne,
Okay.
Dr. Joanne goes on to say, if you significantly overdosed on medical marijuana, that could send you to the emergency room.
Yeah, and they would just give you a vitamin B shot and a fucking sandwich. Send you home. You know, it's like, yeah, and maybe like laugh and be like, oh, that person was so high.
She notes that an overdose of medical marijuana can cause unwanted side effects, including sedation.
You can also hear fucking phantom telephones
Side effects.
and doorbells. It's crazy.
You can have
that the phone?
sedation, anxiety, or paranoia. Those are the 3 things that she came up with. Anxiety and paranoia being kind of the same. So
Sort of.
that was one of the experts that they found for People magazine. The other one was Emily, a nurse practitioner at some big university hospital. And she says, it's unclear how much of the THC and CBD dose is absorbed, which poses risk of overdose.
That makes me so angry. Really, those are the 3 symptoms that they're worried about. But
Yeah.
they sell all these medications on TV, and but these are the side effects. Fucking, you might want to kill yourself. You're gonna shit your pants. You're gonna fucking piss blood. You're gonna whatever the fuck else they fucking
Yeah.
have on the list, and they can still fucking sell it to you, and you still fucking buy it. That's fucking bullshit. Oh,
It
makes me
is.
so
Emily.
angry.
Emily. You heard it here first.
Emily.
Now,
For you, Emily.
now these were the two experts, health experts that they brought in, and both of them said that they recommend not using the marijuana suppository, but to use ibuprofen.
Well, no, there is a recall on ibuprofen. There's a serious recall on ibuprofen.
Yeah, because
Like,
it's
it's fucking-
bad.
It fucks with you hard. Like there's like a lawsuit against Advil, I believe,
Now,
because ibuprofen fucks your liver so bad and your kidneys. That's kind of what I was referring to about.
it's also the side effects of ibuprofen are gastrointestinal bleeding, heart failure, kidney failure, liver failure.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in that order.
No. Yeah, ibuprofen is horrible.
So here's
for
what
you.
the two health experts, People Magazine,
Yeah, and people pop like 2 or 3 of them as soon as they get like, a pain in their thumb.
talking about it's better to have things that will potentially kill you than something that might give you sedation.
See, their angle is if you know they'll potentially kill you, that's okay.
Yeah, it's
Rather than the mysteries that not knowing that something may potentially kill you, that we know doesn't exist in cannabis, but we can't put into writing yet.
Precisely why the funeral home can afford a temperature clock.
Goddamn temperature clock. Well, they used to have one of them there hot cold sticks. But since then they upgraded. They got a light bulb. They got a light bulb operated temperature clock.
Accurate within 10 or 12 degrees.
Accurate within 1 day.
Yeah.
Could have been yesterday's temperature clock reading.
Now, here's another complication of legalizing marijuana that Colorado didn't figure on. Now, there might come a time when an employee of your local sheriff's office gives you an ultimatum. Smoke pot or carry a gun. That's what it said.
Just this image of some mean sheriff with a fucking cigar hanging out of his mouth, face to face with this hippie. You got a choice, son. You're either gonna smoke pot or carry a gun.
Oh my goodness.
Now, of course,
Either choice, either decision's fine with me.
that's only if you're trying to get a permit to carry a concealed weapon. Depending on what county you live in, a question on the application asks you if you use marijuana. If you say yes, then no concealed handgun permit for you.
Nope. They give you a bong instead. Say, here's a bong, here's a holster, put this
Yeah.
inside your coat.
Now,
Get the fuck out of here, pothead.
Carry on, lad.
so it's up to the sheriff. It's the county sheriff who decides whether to issue, deny, or revoke a concealed handgun permit. So, here's my advice. Don't check that box. Don't say right? Don't say yes
No.
that you smoke marijuana. How the fuck are they going to know? You don't have to do a drug test.
What
It
the
doesn't
fuck
say
you
you
need
have
a
to do
concealed weapon for anyways,
like,
pothead?
Really? And what's wrong with having just carrying them around, not concealed?
Whoa, watch where you're waving that.
Eh?
What's wrong with just not having a
Christ,
concealed
man.
weapon? To me, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
When
Even though
buying
you
a
do have
gun-
right to it.
When buying a gun, the form asks, are you an unlawful user of or addicted to marijuana or any other controlled substance?
Really?
Yeah. They only choose to single out marijuana. All right, they don't say cocaine, heroin, crystal meth, right? Or they could have said, are you addicted to crystal meth or any other controlled substance, which would include marijuana, right?
J-Mac
Yeah.
loves crystal meth.
Who doesn't? Friday night, crystal meth night at my house.
Oh yeah.
But,
That's how J-Mac lost his pilot's license.
really?
All fucking night.
J-Max jumped in the single engine and he's like, I'm going to do a high-speed burn to Europe.
So this
his
is
license
kind of
away.
why the theme of the show today, or the title of the show, was Prohibition or Banned. Does it make any difference?
All right, fine.
Right? What is going on now?
I gotta escape for a minute. I have to escape.
Wow. I don't remember that. I don't remember that in rehearsal. Now, that's the problem with it all. That's way better. That's way better.
That's what she had to do.
Yeah.
I understand.
Now, everywhere that legal marijuana is being legalized, or it's talked about being legalized, they are also as fast as they can banning it every fucking turn. Now you can't have a concealed gun. For God's sakes, what has the world come to? But on the other hand, I think that you should check the box, say yes, I smoke marijuana, and don't have a concealed gun.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too.
I think it's a boon to the world to not be able to have a concealed gun because you smoke marijuana.
Do they still get to carry a sidearm then? Like unconcealed?
I would
Like a
think
hip holster?
Yeah, you can wave them around, but you
Yeah.
can't have them hidden.
Like a gun hat? So you got your
Yeah,
gun,
gun
you got your
hat.
gun right here. Be like, yo, man,
You
don't
got,
fuck around.
got a license for that gun hat?
Shit
Now,
gets stuck in the trigger, in the holster, and you shoot your shoulder off.
it's a violent world because here's the thing. Here is the headline. Marijuana delivery boy robbed of $8,000 worth of weed.
No fucking doubt. Your first... Okay.
No,
Can you send a guy with $8,000 worth of weed?
Hang on. First of all, turns out he wasn't a boy. He wasn't a delivery boy. He was actually a man. They might have chosen a different word in their headline, so it didn't seem like they got kids delivering pot. Now, the incident occurred during the afternoon
Poor little
hours.
Timmy.
Yeah. The incident occurred during the afternoon hours when an unidentified person called the medical marijuana dispensary delivery service. And they ordered 1/8 ounce of marijuana.
1/8 ounce?
Yeah, they ordered an eighth.
But he brought $8,000 worth?
Products to be delivered to a home. And when the driver arrived, two male robbers, one brandishing a gun, don't know, shining it? Is that what that means? Brandishing? Huh? He was brandishing a gun, demanded he give up his belongings.
He was making
So-
a gleam in the light. Yeah, the sun was just right. He was like,
So the delivery child handed over his keys
Poor
to the
little
car, money, handed over the marijuana, his wallet, and his phone before running away. When police arrived
call
at,
my mom!
when police arrived at the scene, the car was gone. The driver later told officers it contained $8,000 worth of marijuana products. How many eighths is that, do you think?
Depends how much they were charging.
Let's say 50 an eighth.
It'd be easier
8,000.
if it was 40 an eighth.
Is it easier? What's the math on that?
Well, at
Is it-
40
you
an
guys
eighth,
haven't
that
done
would
that?
be like 2,000 eighths.
Yeah. So the guy must be planning on making 2,000 stops after these guys, eh? He takes along $8,000 worth of weed to drop off an eighth.
All right.
Right?
I think it would be smart for the delivery service to send the bare minimum, maybe like have enough for 4 or 5 deliveries. Or have a separate car with two
Yeah, you guys.
like heavy duty
You guys got to
motherfuckers
learn how
that
to
are
deliver
following your delivery
marijuana.
guy that has $8,000 worth of weed.
Yeah.
And then when, if he does get robbed, then you at least have 2 other dudes on point.
Now, as officers continued to look for suspects at
People
the
need to be
scene,
hiring me. What the fuck?
eh?
Don't you guys know? That's what happens when straight people that have no fucking clue about the maliciousness of human nature and the criminal want to take something that somebody else has get into fucking dope. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? You guys got to think that there's still going to be a mentality from the street that wants to get your fucking profits. What the fuck? To me, that's just stupid. It's like, it's unprofessional to put your driver in that position. It's unprofessional to put that much weed in one spot. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know.
Totally
Grow the fuck
unprofessional.
up if you're going to operate.
So, well, which is interesting because last week in Oregon, there was a ex-NBA basketball player, Cliff Robertson, I think his name is. He was out speaking at a industry discussion about the marijuana industry, and he said how he felt that they needed to really raise the bar in the cannabis world. And then he announced that he was Uncle Spliffy, and he was launching sports cannabis. He chose to raise the bar to be Uncle Spliffy. All right.
Oh, you know what? That's a funny play on words. So he's coming out with Uncle Spliffy's infused raisin sports bars.
Yeah. The
Raising the bar.
no,
You fucking know it.
Uncle Spliffy is launching sports cannabis, which he says is going to be third as big as medical and recreational. It's going to be right behind those two kinds of marijuana.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sports cannabis.
For sure.
This
Of
is
course.
this is marijuana
Well,
for athletes by athletes. Uncle Spliffy's.
you got to think that professional sports wants to incorporate it into their model for sure.
Well, yeah, but nobody needs to invent a whole new kind of marijuana.
Well, they do because there's no category for it.
Yeah, let's.
But
do
now
it.
there is. There's
So no-
sports. There's sports weed, just like there's sports medicine.
That's right.
Sports
So-
medicine's going to need sports weed.
That's right. Moviegoers going to need movie weed. Hey, all
Cinema cannabis.
you vacuum.
Cinema.
Yeah, there you go. Multiplex.
Leading
cannabis.
the bar in cinema cannabis. Leading the bar in pet cannabis.
Uncle
Leading the bar in preschool cannabis.
That's right. So, Uncle Spliffy raising the bar down there in the Beaver State,
Raisin bars.
Oregon.
I don't know. It doesn't sound too tasty.
No.
You got to get a better name.
Yeah, this one smells like a shoe.
Raisin bars,
This
just,
one,
I don't know, man.
A helmet.
This one's like a helmet.
Like, it's just juvenile, the people that are coming up with these fucking concepts and how they think they're going to... He claims he's going to be an ambassador, and he's a market maker is what they call him. In big caps, they said he's a market maker, Uncle Spliffy. It's
Well,
fucking laughable.
I hope you have enough backing, Uncle
Uncle
Spliffy,
Spliffy needs
to
to
get the
back
fucking, to get the, the people behind the drug testing in the sports industry to lift cannabis from that whole
Yeah.
fucking thing. If you do
Never
that,
mentioned
then
that.
you've fucking done something. But come on, dude, really?
He
You
ne-
know that
he
none of
never
the
mentioned
NFL
that.
players, none of the fucking NBA players, none of the UFC people, nobody in fucking professional sports can consume cannabis. And nobody in sports can consume cannabis. So how the fuck are you going to have a whole new category of sports cannabis if you haven't approached all of the fucking the committees that regulate drug testing within fucking sports? Come on, bro.
And you don't think kids...
Do that first and then launch your brand.
For
Until then, you're just
real.
fucked up. Come on, man.
No kidding.
Well, they haven't launched it yet.
Well, it sounds like that's the
I
beginning
got
of
a
launching
feeling
that brand.
it might not ever get off the playing field, if you will,
Well, you're
right?
reading about it, so.
So,
starting.
yeah, just
Just
a
got it everywhere.
a
Like, you can't
virtual
take it anywhere,
joke.
marijuana man.
No, that's why I'm always here.
I know.
Ash and hash.
Ash, hash, or what?
Grass.
Or ass.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. So that's the goofy shit going on out there in the world this week that I found and chose to talk about.
It's pretty goofy.
It is
A lot
pretty
of goofy
goofy.
shit going on in the world.
No, it never ends. So more will continue. We're thrilled to have as many people watching the show as we do. I went out there and took a look. Actually, I actually thought there was maybe too many.
Too many what?
Too many
are
people watching.
Too many people.
So I don't know. Maybe
We're
amongst
going through that
yourselves you
again,
could
eh?
decide.
Like too many people.
Yeah,
Greg gets this.
it's too many.
It's
Too
a.
many, right?
I don't want to waste your
It's
time.
it's a syndrome known as a
Right.
cumulative viewer syndrome. And for Greg it happens right around 128. of accumulative viewers, and then after that, it's just he starts getting a little uncomfortable. It's much like
Yes.
people picture being in, you're in a room with 2 or 3 friends. That's okay, but then you get on stage and you got 30 people, and then you're nervous, right? Same thing with Greg, but it's around 128 viewers that he can't see.
Cannabis Day when
Accumulative viewer
there's
syndrome. Look into
50,000
it.
doesn't bother me so much.
No, and he's got a small window.
50,000 is easy, but it's
Right
somewhere
around 146,
anywhere
it gets
in
better.
between like
128 and 146, eh?
and 50,000. I'm not comfortable. with.
Oh, it's that high now, eh? Wow.
Well,
It fluctuates, I guess.
It fluctuates.
This isn't an easy thing to live with, all right?
the fluctuation.
I smell a seed.
Fluctuation
Yeah,
is
me
not an
too.
easy thing to live with. Up and down, all over the place.
The seeds of
side to
Africa. Who wants to go faster?
Do you want to go faster?
Yeah, that's all you got to say to these kids, eh? Nowadays. All right, well, that's all I got. So
I got
let's
a
get
whole
the
bunch
heck
more,
outta
but
here.
we got no time for that.
We're thrilled that you all joined us today, and the folks here in the studio audience who are waving now at us. And yeah, thanks to
It's the
all the
Hootio
people in the
audience.
chat
So people
too.
come to smoke.
Good. There's a whole lot of different names there in the chat. Like really, it's like it's like it's not our
People
chat.
I've never seen
No, this is YouTube
or
chat.
spoke with.
Wow. The cool.
YouTube chat's different.
Silver Lake is chilling like a villain
Nice.
Chilling
in
like a
the Entity Canyons. You could really tell a little
There's a
story
couple ways
with their names.
villains chill. Chillinsville. Are you in Chillinsville?
And Jeff McDonald's high.
It is Chillinsville. That's
We
great.
all go there for like
Yeah,
a
man.
week.
Just have a hoot of this, you'll be in Chillinsville.
All right. Well, thanks to Jer for flipping the knobs and doing all those things for us today.
Jer's the best. We love you, Jer.
Al the Alchemist for coming down and bringing the vibe. And
Some grass.
yes.
We got some grass.
Yeah, we love you too.
And of course, Kush Queen in between for all the wonderful things she brings to the mix as well.
Thanks for having me.
Love having you both,
love being
and
here.
I like being here too. Thanks for tuning in. Check us out next time. I'm Marijuana Man. Peace and pot.